All right, so for the very beginning, getting this workout started, I have this band around my knees. It's kind of a medium tension band. We're going to go through 3 different moves. Now with those 3 moves, basic hip resistance band exercises, and that first one we're going to look at is going to be, I have my feet right about hip width apart from here. I want to think about with my feet kind of screwing the feet into the ground a little bit so we can feel the outside of the legs start to turn on. From there, hands on the hips. All I want to think about is a nice step to the right, half step, step to the left, half step, step right, half step, step left, half step. And when we do this, I want to try to keep the shoulders as square as I can, the hips as square as I can. And some of the things that we'll see are people will lean to try to take that step and then take a big step to where all the tension is off. We don't want that. We don't want to lean each direction. We want to maintain a solid foundation, shoulder square, hip square, and we'll do 20 reps, which will be 10 each side to start for the first exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So that'll be the first exercise to get started, and we should really start to feel some work being done in our glutes and down the sides of our legs. So the second one is going to be more of a 45-degree step back, and this is going to be all about the driving leg. So I'm going to use one of my speed sticks. I'm going to place it across my hips. Once I have it across my hips, I want you to notice I take my hands, put it on the speed stick, I take my thumbs, and I wrap it around my hips the best I can. Now from this position, give you a kind of a side look here so you can see what's going on. I'm going to take my right leg, I'm going to step back. Now as I step back, I keep my body square, the stick doesn't move, my hips don't open. I keep them square, drive it back. Drive it back, drive that leg back, drive that leg back. And what I want to kind of see here is if I was hitting a golf ball, I'm back here, I'm going down, I'm driving through this leg. This glute's firing, I'm pushing off this down leg or our trail leg. I want to gain that same idea here. Pop, right back. It's only about a movement, about a foot of movement, but it's extremely effective when we keep the hips square. So you want to think about that. And when we do it, we're going to do 15 each direction. So 15 on the right, just like that. Then when you get to 15, go 15 on the left, keeping that glute engaged in everything that we do right there. So that'll be the second one, which is what we call 45-degree step back. And now the third one, this is kind of an interesting move because we try to get into a squat position and we try to work on legs kind of going out, back in, out, back in, really working on hitting the gluteus medius, the outside of the legs, the quads. A lot of time we start to see the feet going this direction, that direction, this direction, that direction. What I really want to see are the feet, if they're flat on the ground, rotating or screwing into the ground, unscrewing from the ground, screwing into the ground, unscrewing from the ground. So from here, I'm just going to squat down, get my quads, not exactly 90 degrees or parallel to the floor, but a good deep athletic stance. Now once I get that, I'm thinking, okay, feet out, back in, out, back in. Now my knees are going outward, back inward, outward, back inward. And you should feel the outside of the legs and the glutes fire every time we rotate out, back in, out, back in, out, back in, and you want to think 15 reps of that. So a quick review of the 3-step band process is going to be that athletic stance, side step, big step, small step, big step, small step. Second one's going to be that 45-degree step back. Get the part about driving through with the trail leg, back, and then each side, making sure that down foot is pointing away from the body. As we drive that direction, this foot needs to point away because we're going that direction, so we have to press away that way to be able to go that way. And that's going to be for both sides. That last one's going to be that rotational, in, out, with the knees, not feet going side to side. So that's going to be our first 3.